Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show.
55 to 49 is the final score, but the biggest score. And
brought to you by Marietta Toyota.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Marietta Toyota Coach's Corner. Tonight, our very special guest is back for part 2. He was so good in part 1 that we had so many people call in asking for another show that I asked him to do me a favor and come back and do Series B. Once again, we'll be back in a minute to speak with Dominique Wilkins. We're tuned in every night to see what else you have to say. We appreciate you coming back with us again.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the other world outside of basketball right now. First of all, a number of the players in the league have hooked on or signed on with sneaker people, endorsements, okay? They're representing these companies, and we've gotten to the point now where some of the bigger name players in the league have very rich contracts. Yet I'm concerned, Nick, about people starting to drop off or get away from the endorsement of athletes because it's gotten out of hand. How do you feel about it?
Well, I think a lot of the shoe companies are, they feel like they don't have to sign a lot of people to sell their shoes. I think what they're doing now, they're finding 1 or 2, maybe 5 guys who have a big name, guys who have drawing power, and they market those guys. But it depends on the company too. Then you have big name guys, and some companies don't want to promote them as well as other companies. So it's really a toss-up of who's the best companies to be with and who's doing what for what kind of guys. So, like you say, it's kind of getting out of hand, but I think they're starting to cut back now where they can have more control over how the promotional side is decided.
Time, the consumption of your time away from basketball now. I know that you're involved with Brooks, obviously, the sneaker company. Then I see you in that car accident every day. You keep getting in that car crash, okay, to get your back taken care of. I know that you're involved now in running and jumping and dunking the basketball, and all of a sudden you take a sip of a wonderful drink, and that's your involvement with the Coca-Cola people. How much time is involved outside of basketball by these companies you're involved with?
There's a lot of time involved, especially if you're with a company like a Coca-Cola who spends a lot of time with you, especially if you're doing commercials and stuff like that for them. It's not easy. It's something you have to work on, you have to get used to doing, and it's something I enjoy because I don't mind getting out there and doing those type of endorsements, but it's a lot of time spent outside of basketball.
I think that the people need to understand that for you people to be successful, you need to budget your time and understand what has to fall in the proper place. And between the time we demand with basketball and the outside interest and the travel involved in the NBA, it's hard.
Right, you can't do everything. I think what guys are doing and what I've done over the last couple of years is you pick some big main companies that you have potentially to be with for a long time, and that's where you spend your time with. You can't do every little endorsement because that's where you get tired and you try to spend time with everybody. You don't have enough time to do what you really want to do, and it interferes with your basketball side of it, and that's something that you don't want to happen.
Now, for all the people listening, the most important thing he said is keep the things in proper order. The priorities must be right. Nick, thanks for being with us again. Marietta, thanks you. Couple9 has a little gift for you. And you people at home, let's hope we have a great game tonight. We'll see you soon.
With Coach Mike Fratello, brought to you by Marietta Toyota.
Presents 1989 Atlanta Hawks basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Natural Light. Where there's good food and good times, it's only natural. Natural Light from Anheuser-Busch. By Wendy's, the best burgers in the business, and a whole lot more. By the Coca-Cola Company and your Atlanta Coca-Cola bottler. And by Allstate. Leave it to the good hands, people. Tonight, the Hawks take on the Houston Rockets, live from the Omni.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Omni, where tonight the Hawks face the Houston Rockets. Hi, everybody. I'm Al Albert, and welcome to Hawk basketball. And the Hawks have to be flying, coming off the 42-point victory over the Philadelphia 76ers on Wednesday night. Well, Clyde Frazier, can Mike Fratello bottle that ball game?
Well, he's hoping he can get his troops ready now for the playoff push, and consistency is the key.
Well, tonight's certainly a good test. It is against a playoff-bound team, Houston, and the battle will be in the middle. It was years ago, Hakeem Olajuwon, then the center at the University of Houston, used to work out with Moses Malone, who starred for the Rockets and, of course, then went on for the 76ers. Now it is for real. They play against one another earlier in the year. Hakeem, 18 points against Moses. Moses, 19 points against Hakeem. Clyde, what happens in the middle tonight?
Tonight, look for Hakeem, who's the premier center in the league, to be devastating defensively and scoring on the offense. So Moses, of course, has his hand full, but the Houston Rockets are not a one-man gang. They're also deep in all positions. So I'm looking for a very outstanding game.
And good news for the Atlanta Hawks. Doc Rivers warming up with the team. He's going to give it a go tonight. He missed Wednesday's game against Philadelphia with a sprained ankle. We'll be ready to go here at the Omni. The Hawks and the Houston Rockets coming up next. The starting lineups for the Atlanta Hawks, and once again John Koncak starting at the forward for his 8th straight game. The Hawks have won 5 of the last 7 with Koncak starting at the power forward spot. Dominique Wilkins at the other forward. Moses Malone in the middle, and Moses has been on a tear. And Doc Rivers is in the starting lineup. He missed Wednesday night's game, and after the Hawks won by 42. I guess Doc felt that the sprained ankle better heal quickly. And he'll start in the backcourt with Reggie Theus, who had the big 30-point performance against the 76ers. And Mike Fratello pacing the sidelines as he goes up against his former assistant, Don Chaney, in the Houston Rockets. And here's the starting lineup for the Rockets. Buck Johnson in his 3rd year out of Alabama. At one forward, Otis Thorpe, who came over from Sacramento and is averaging 16 points and 10 rebounds a game. Hakeem Olajuwon, who's 24 points a game, closer to 25, is in the middle with Sleepy Floyd and Mike Woodson in the backcourt. Don Chaney, the head coach of the Houston Rockets, and he is trying to get things together with this Houston team. As you take a look at the standings, Atlanta saw Milwaukee and Chicago both lose last night, so the Hawks are now just a game behind the Bulls and a game and a half behind the Bucks. And tonight, Chicago at home against the Detroit Pistons, and the Bucks are off. As far as the Western Conference, this is the predicament the Rockets are in a 4-team race for that 4th spot in the Western Conference. Denver with the lead over Houston and Golden State, and there is Seattle. So 4 teams are 2 games apart, and right now the Rockets could finish anywhere from 4th to 7th in the Western Conference. The Hawks coming off the magnificent game against the 76ers on Wednesday, won for the time capsule. Jimmy Lynam, the coach of the Sixers, said Atlanta that night played as good as I've seen any team in the league play this year. And you just got a glimpse, Clyde, of how good the Atlanta Hawks could be when they put it all together, and that was without Doc Rivers playing.
Yeah, it was devastating for the Sixers. And the thing for the Hawks, we know they can do it. It's a matter of gaining that consistency, getting it going now, getting in gear for the playoff push.
The referees, Joe Crawford, Danny Crawford in the middle, and Steve Jaffe on the right side. And we are ready to go. For the Houston Rockets, this is their 5th game of a 6-game road trip. They'll be in Miami tomorrow. Hawks hoping maybe they're looking ahead to the Heat tonight. But the Rockets, who are 11 and 24 on the road, not a good road team, have split on this trip. They beat New Jersey, lost to Boston, lost to Philadelphia, and then won Wednesday night in Indiana, 90-88, with Hakeem Olajuwon blocking a LaSalle Thompson shot with 3 seconds to go, looking to tie it up. That was the 9th block shot for Hakeem in the game. Hakeem wants the ball off the bat. Sleepy Floyd guarded by Rivers. Floyd moves all the way and hits it.
Sleepy, not so sleepy with that shot.
Rockets want Sleepy to drive more.
He can do it. Again, he lacks consistency.
And now Doc Rivers testing the ankle. Theus is open off the back of the rim. Moses with a tip. Koncak over Olajuwon. So Koncak hits his first shot, and there he was around the hoop. Koncak, who is in a position to be a key player down the stretch for the Hawks. Mike Woodson is open and hits. And he has been Mr. Inconsistent this year. A lot depends on Woodson as far as how the Rockets get off. If he's hitting that outside shot, the defense cannot sag in on Hakeem. And Theus guns it in. at halftime Wednesday night against Philadelphia. Tied at 4. And contact with the steal, trying to get it into Thorpe, but Olajuwon keeps it alive for the Rockets. Woodson steps inside, and contact with the big hands again, swats it away.
Cack very active early on the boards and good hands that time on the defense. Thiers and Woodson have seen their act before playing together in Sacramento. So they're going head to head.
Minute and a half in.
Now they're looking for Mike to get even.
24-second violation against the Houston Rockets. Rockets won the earlier meeting between these two teams in Houston in November, 117 to 113. And in that game, ironically, Doc Rivers also out with a sprained ankle. Malone on the mismatch, slams it over Sleepy Floyd. And it's a 6-4 lead for the Hawks.
Thiers, excellent pass that time to find Moses.
And a quick 20-second timeout is called by Don Chaney as the Atlanta Hawks work it inside on the switch and get the easy 2. The Hawks with 9 games to go, 5 at home, 4 on the road.
There you saw the perfect execution from Thiers to Moses, who stuffed it. Moses looks psyched up for the game. There's ex-NBA great Don Chaney, first year with the Warriors, with the Houston Rockets. Another guy there is Rudy Tomjanovich, also an ex-NBA star for the Houston Rockets.
Chaney, of course, starred for the University of Houston with Elvin Hayes. And then later went on to play for 2 championship teams with the Boston Celtics.
His forte was defense. We had a number of battles, and Chaney was always guarding me. Those long arms, he made it difficult.
Trying to bring defense to the Rockets. He feels that the defense starts the offense. Right now, Rockets with the ball, trailing by 2. Long shot for Buck Johnson. And Malone gets his first rebound. Malone 4th in the league at rebounds. Olajuwon is 1st. Thiers wrapped up by Woodson.
Time a forced shot by Reggie should move the ball. Rockets on the run.
Olajuwon has yet to touch the ball at the offensive end. Thorpe in a crowd. Thorpe again muscles in. Pounding on the boards, and Thiers can't hold on. Here's Buck Johnson, way off the mark. Many opportunities missed by the Rockets. Thiers runs it down, one-on-one on Floyd. And we didn't even know Dominique was on the floor until then.
Floyd knocked it away. There you see Buck Johnson having trouble early on with the jumper.
In the first encounter, Dominique had 29 points to lead the Hawks, and Floyd had 20 points to lead the Rockets. Hakeem has never put together monster numbers against the Hawks. In 8 games against Atlanta, he has scored over 20 only once.
Maybe he's showing respect for his elders. Not wanting to show up his mentor, huh?
Well, the foul there could be against Buck Johnson or Hakeem. It is on Johnson, his first.
Watch Cack with the miss, the block shot, Hakeem.
So Koncak goes to the foul line for the first time in 4 games, and you wonder why Koncak, with his size, tonight he's hit a bucket inside, and he went inside on this one.
Maybe he's afraid to go to the line.
Got a point, 55% from the line, but he ups it right there. Actually, that's the first time he's been to the line in the last 5 games. More interesting, Dominique Wilkins has not been to the foul line in the last 3 games. And Olajuwon has to go outside to hit his first shot. Thiers fighting with Woodson. Rivers and Olajuwon gets the block, and he has Floyd, but he has to come back for it. Thiers got a piece of it, also a piece of Sleepy.
That time, 3 Hawks down on 1 offensive player, and he comes up with a shot like that.
Woodson was hit in the scramble on the drive. Watch for Woodson, number 42.
Watch the reject by Hakeem. Woodson's out of our screen. Now watch this, 3 Hawks down, Reggie in front, 2 coming back. He makes a foul like that. Terrible foul, not good defense by the Hawks. There's Hakeem, there's Woodson.
gets crunched. A Woodson sandwich between Theus and Olajuwon. And it was Joe O'Toole, the Atlanta trainer, who rushed out to attend to Woodson, who is really groggy.
I think he had the wind knocked out of him.
A timeout is called here in the Omni. 8:44 left. A 2-point Atlanta lead. Line hits the 2 shots. The rookie Derek Chivas from Missouri has replaced a very groggy Mike Woodson. Ball game is tied at 8 with 8.5 minutes to go in the first period. Whips inside the Concac. And this is a big night for Concac. 6 points, which is already 2 points over his average per game. Thorpe. And he is fouled. Reaching in, I believe, was Dominique, along with Doc Rivers, and they call the foul on Doc.
The Hawk guards not get in position using their hands instead of using their bodies to impede the progress of the big men inside. Rivers called for that foul. Thorpe goes to the line for 2.
Otis Thorpe comes off a big 37-point game against Philadelphia Sunday. That's his career high.
How would you like to have that body? Like a mountain man.
6'10", 235. Ninth pick in the first round when he came out of Providence, and there was a question of whether he would be a pro player. Very mechanical, learned late. Didn't play high school ball until midway in his junior season. Theus whips it in to Rivers. Nice body work to get by Hakeem. 12-10 in favor of the Hawks, who have won 28 and lost 8 at the Omni. Whoa, no call, and Hakeem gets the basket. The crowd booing, understandably. Took about 3 steps.
Yes, he did. Shot a brick off the basket, perfect for an angle for Hakeem to stuff it in.
Well, I guess on that play we needed 4 officials. Tie ball game at 12. Dominique, first threat offensively. And Buck Johnson on the run for Houston. He traveled there, no call. Floyd doesn't take the 3. Thorpe, so that's 4 give points for the Rockets.
But outstanding ball movement also as well for the Rockets. Hakeem all over the place. You'll never come into the paint area unless you see a hand in your face from Hakeem.
Theus gets the snap. Here's Concac again. 8 points already for Concac in the first quarter. We've only played 5 minutes. Concac each night showing more and more what he means to this club, and that's a 3-pointer for Sleepy Floyd.
He is their best 3-point shooter, shooting 37% from that range.
97th of the season. That is a Houston team record. There's the kick by Chivas.
Again, what is Florida? Is he a point guard or is he a shooting guard? Many people would like to know.
So would Sleepy. Right now, he's been called the point guard. Rivers for 3. And it's run down by Chivas. Young man who made such an impression early in the season.
Yes.
Floyd looking to be the point guard there, and it was touched last by the Rockets.
Rockets very big on turnovers. Olajuwon leading the team with 241, but each of the starters well over 100 turnovers.
5th most turnovers in the league, and that has gotten them into many difficulties this year. Dominique wrapped up by Buck Johnson. Dominique wheels away. Hakeem is there for a block. Fast break Houston. 4, 5 on 2.
Another step. Shades of Dr. J, one-hand scoop, but it looked like he traveled again. Was not called. But you can bet when the game gets tight, the officials will make that call.
5-point lead now for the Rockets. They're getting the running game going. 6 minutes into the first period. Moses is there, and he is fouled. Olajuwon has a couple of choice words for referee Danny Crawford on that one.
Watch the positioning of Malone. He's right under the basket. Only rebound Hakeem will get is the one that comes through right there. Excellent positions by Moses.
Touch foul, says Hakeem, incidental. 19-16 in favor of Houston.
Hakeem looks a little winded.
Spud Webb is in there replacing Rivers.
Watch the shake and bake by Hakeem. The sky shot. Yes.
And he has that one down. 6 points for Hakeem, who's the 10th leading scorer in the league at 25 a game. Wilkins, he has to watch out for Olajuwon, and Dominique goes glass for his first field goal of the night.
Hakeem always lurking in the wings.
He had 9 block shots in the victory against Indiana Tuesday night. A 90-88 win. The Rockets have not won 2 games on the road, 2 games straight this year. And Moses fights everybody off. Gets it to Spud. 3-point lead for Houston. Quick turnaround by Wilkins. Swish. And it's a 1-point game. Dominique has not taken over in the last 2 weeks. He has been held under 20 the last couple of games. Yeah, the Hawks are looking for him to break out. Sleepy Floyd way off, yanked out by Moses. Quickly, it's to Theus. Theus all the way. And this one goes against Atlanta.
Invariably, when a player misses a shot, he will come back and make a foul. That time, Reggie did. Made an excellent move to get to the hoop, but was intimidated by Thorpe.
Number 2 on Theus, who will now be leaving. With as many points as field goals, Doc comes back in. And in for Houston is 7'5" Chuck Nevitt, who is seeing more and more playing time. This is his second go-around with the Rockets, who made him a 3rd-round draft pick several years ago. Hakeem Olajuwon gets an early rest.
As I said, he was looking winded.
Chivas, who's trying to work on the outside shot, cans his first one.
Yeah, only shooting 43% from the perimeter.
Quick release by Dominique. And that's one that even Nevitt couldn't get up to.
Chuck. A scarcity of big men in the NBA these days.
Don Chaney showing much faith with Nevitt. If Manute Bol could do it, why can't Nevitt?
He has positioning. Sky hook.
He's coming off a season-high 10 points against Indiana, is Nevitt. Spud. Wilkins really looking for the hoop tonight. And the Atlanta Hawks, who shot 65% the other night, having their problems from the floor here in the first quarter.
That time Thorpe making a move on the break, going to the line for 2. The Rockets are running.
Now Livingston will come in to replace Koncak. And Koncak goes out with 8.
Thorpe, 74% from the line.
Interesting to note, and let's keep track on this tonight, Thorpe and Olajuwon, Clyde, very rarely have big nights together.
That's because they're both low post players. So when one is operating, the other one has to move out. But Thorpe has 182 turnovers. Outlandish for a guy that doesn't handle the ball.
7 points now for Otis Thorpe. 24-20. The Rockets lead by 4. Houston dominating the boards 11-6. Wilkins getting the ball going again for the finger roll. You think Dominique wants to put some numbers up there tonight? Looking to take advantage of the Rocket one-on-one defense.
He must have heard you say he hasn't scored over 20 in a couple of games.
Right now he goes up against Walter Berry, who's been a pleasant surprise ever since wearing the Houston uniform. Doc Rivers, a chance to tie it now for the Hawks. Rivers penetrates. Moses is there for the follow, and we are knotted at 24.
That's why you won't see Nevis much longer. You can see Hakeem coming back into the game.
Although Moses has gone all the way. 3 minutes left in the first. Here's Thorpe.
Look out. Oh. Windmill dunk by Thorpe.
And it's 9 points now for Otis Thorpe. Thorpe last year one of 5 players in the select circle who averaged 20 points and 10 rebounds a game. Can you name the other 4? We'll have that answer for you shortly. outstanding against Walter Berry. And Cliff Livingston gets 2.
Watch the reject by Berry. Outstanding hustle. Is it goaltending?
Yes. Coming down.
I agree.
Reluctantly. Sleepy Floyd off balance. Moses with position on Nevitt. And now it is Spud flying down the lane.
Yeah, that was vintage Spud Malone getting it up quick, taking it to the hoop.
And Atlanta takes the lead. They were down by 5 moments ago. 28-26 Hawks. Just under 2 minutes left in the first. Al Albert with Walt Clyde Frazier bringing in Hawk basketball. A home game tonight at the Omni.
She was posting.
Moses a piece of this. And again, Steve Jaffe, who apparently has the goaltending calls tonight.
That was a design play to get Chivas down low on Doc Rivers, the height advantage. Watch the block. Another, is it? It looked like to me it was on the way up.
Tied at 28, a minute and a half left. Moses outside with Nevitt. Floyd will have the breakaway.
All by his lonesome for the stuff. Credit that basket with the good defense by the Rockets.
And that's a 9-point first quarter for Sleepy Floyd. 30-28 in favor of Houston. Wilkins penetrates.
Yep, penetrates and devastates them with that dunk.
The best we have seen Wilkins in a couple of weeks. Tied at 30 with 50 seconds left in the first. And this one will be called against Houston. I believe setting the pick was Nevitt. Yes, and he stepped down on it to rattle Doc Rivers. A timeout is called with 51 seconds to go in the first quarter. And we're all knotted up at 30. Timeout taken with 51 seconds to go in the first quarter. A seesaw ball game between two teams, Clyde, pretty much in the same position, fighting for that 4th spot in their respective conferences. Both teams with great talent, both teams that could really put it together come playoff time.
That's true, but both have not come into prominence as expected.
The Hawks with a record of 44-29, and the Rockets have won 40 and lost 32. Spud Webb going coast to coast here in the first quarter. And right now, Spud on the bench is Doc Rivers in the backcourt, and a good sign for the Hawks that Rivers' sprained ankle is a thing of the past. And playing here in the first quarter. The Hawks will be home Sunday afternoon against Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. One of the crucial games of the season when you consider that the Hawks right now a game behind the Bulls for the 5th playoff spot, just a game and a half behind Milwaukee. Chicago at home against Detroit. That's a home-and-home series. Bulls losing last night at the Palace in Detroit. The Hawks set up with Spud and Rivers in the backcourt. And it's Moses who's gone the entire first quarter with Livingston and Wilkins. Unforced errors. The Hawks really turning the ball over to the Rockets tonight.
And a bad pass is always the passer's fault, even though Webb wasn't alert. Should not pass it.
35 seconds left in the first. Berry, who has been red hot, lets it fly and hits.
It's called shooter's touch.
Walter Berry, who the last 5 games has shot 75% from the floor, 27 of 36. Providing the punch now off the bench. Last shot for the Hawks, looking to tie it. There's the time remaining in the first quarter. Rivers
should get a step on Chivas.
Almost loses the ball. Chivas may have gotten a piece of it. Spud turns. He has some time. Lets it fly. Just doesn't know his own strength. And that is the end of the first quarter of play at the Omni. The score, the Houston Rockets 32, the Atlanta Hawks 30.
Jordan invented human flight.
Listen to his name. Dr. Irvin, M.D., Master Dunker.
Wings. What? That's right. Michael's got wings under that jersey.
Don't be ridiculous. Anyway, they're both great.
Now, I'll give you that.
And when you watch them play,
It's like Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the feeling. Look out.
The real test of a power mower is starting it easily on the first pull. So Sears is putting 100 Craftsman Eager 1 mowers on the line. How many will start on the first pull? Incredible. 99 first pull starts out of 100. What other power mower can beat that? No wonder there are more Craftsmen on the job than any other brand. How about that?
B.F. Goodrich TA radios. Grab. Dig. Perform. The all-weather comp TA is low and wide. Outlast Pirelli P600.
Operators Association.
Welcome back to the Omni. Big crowd watching the Hawks and Houston on a Friday night in Atlanta. Starting the second quarter, Hawks with Spud Webb and John Battle in the backcourt with Moses Malone, Cliff Livingston, and Antoine Carr across the front. Moses against Nevitt. Olajuwon is also on the floor. Livingston lets it fly.
That will open up underneath if the Hawks can continue to hit from the perimeter. Give Moses some breathing room.
The Rockets at a record of 31-18 back on February 18th. They've been struggling since, winning 9 and losing 14. And a whistle inside. It's against Moses, using the body to try to keep Olajuwon from his spot.
Hakeem said, come on, Moses. They don't call that in the gym when we were working out, but you can't do that now.
What did Moses do for Hakeem when he was a youngster at the University of Houston? Basically toughened him up. I think it's basically myth when you talk about Moses working with the team. Here's Spud on the fly. Moses right there misses. But they just banged against one another, and Hakeem had to learn. Well, Chuck, question of judgment there. Taking the ball at the top of the key and putting it on the floor.
Walter Berry's fault. Never give a big man the ball unless he can do something with it. That time, Nevitt could not do anything but travel.
Actually, the other night against Indy, rumor has it that Nevitt put it on the floor and hit a running left-hand hook that brought them out of their seats. Wide open. Webb pulls the trigger. Swish. Spud on target, and the Hawks lead it by 2. Minute 15 into the second quarter.
Watch the shake and bake.
Livingston helps out. Looked like he had the ball, but the whistles blow, and it's a foul. And Olajuwon goes to the line. I believe it's on Livingston. Yes.
The agility of the big man, Hakeem, once he gets you low, shakes, bake, can fall away, can take it to the hoop. It's almost impossible to stop him. Plays with an indomitable spirit. There you see Hakeem. But one thing, he's not perfect. He's not that good from the free throw line, only 69%. But it also plagued him as well when he was in college at Houston. So that's one aspect of his game he has not improved. Ken's the first one.
He's in the top 10 in 4 categories: scoring, rebounding, steals, and block shots. Only one other center ever led his team in those 4 categories. And you have to go back to Dave Cowens of the Celtics in the late 70s. Moses moving Hakeem, and Olajuwon timing that perfectly, says the referee. No goaltending.
There you saw the... Watch the agility. Watch the agility of Hakeem giving the room to Moses.
Looked like a block, a goaltend. Looked like the ball was coming down. Moses from afar. Olajuwon didn't get that. Nobody did. Moses had to put it up. The shot clock goes off. And now a technical foul is called on Mike Fratello. Can't fool around with Joe Crawford. Joe, one of the quickest on the trigger. And Fratello, who was arguing about that non-goaltend call, is hit with a tee.
What Hakeem does, he intimidates you. He blocked Moses' first shot. The second shot by Moses was an air ball.
Sleepy, an 85% shooter, makes Fratello feel a little better. Just hurts in the pocketbook now, not on the scoreboard. And Michael's still muttering to himself as Moses gets his first rest. John Konkak, the Hawks' leading scorer so far in the game with 8. Alan Level, number 30, is in the lineup now for Houston.
Forgotten man in Houston.
Shot clock shows 8 seconds. And this one is against Olajuwon.
Not a good foul by Hakeem. They're starting to add up.
His second. So after the tee, Crawford called on Fratello comes up with that foul against Olajuwon.
See, intimidation pays.
Battle. And 3 Rockets are there. Top rebounding team in the NBA.
Tough to stop when he gets that kind of positioning. Let him catch the ball there, man. It's over.
And he is deadly with a shot. 10 points now for Olajuwon. Spud Webb. Antoine Carr over the back of Thorpe. And he commits the personal foul, his first.
And you can feel momentum going to the Rockets now. Their defense has picked up a notch. They're running the ball up the court. And the Hawks are having trouble from the perimeter.
Don Chaney takes Olajuwon out. With Moses Malone going the bench and Hakeem getting his second foul. And Chaney with the lead here figures might as well. Never forgot something. Put the ball on the floor. So Chuck having some difficulty trying to make some moves from the outside. But I'll tell you one thing. He never would even tried that a few years ago. It just goes to show Chaney's patience. He realizes he's got a guy here 7'5", and he's trying to get him into the game, get him more relaxed and with confidence, and I don't think Chaney really minds that. Dominique back in for the Hawks. Battle. Carr makes the move on Thorpe. Finds Wilkins. Over Nevitt. Got it, and he is fouled. Dominique goes upstairs to get over the 7'5" Chuck Nevitt. And he'll go to the line for a 3-point play.
Watch Dominique pass up the easy shot. Comes into traffic, 2 men on him, 7'6", shooting over him. He makes it. Only Neek could do that.
And this is his first foul shot in 4 games. Unbelievable. The 3-point play gives the Hawks the 1-point lead. 8:40 left in the first half. Chivas guarded by Battle. Nevitt with Carr. And it's drilled by Alan Level.
Nice move by Battle. Yeah, outstanding crossover dribble to beat the Rockets to the hoop.
First basket for John Battle, and the Hawks now seesaw in front. We're 4 minutes into the second period. Berry spins nicely. So Walter Berry, who was released by the Nets. Roy Hinson said he was a cancer on the team. And getting his last shot here in Houston and making good on it. Nice save by Dominique. 12 on the shot clock. Battle the drive again. It is loose. Run down by Chivas. Fires it ahead to Thorpe. Wide open ball game here mid-second quarter. The pushing and tugging by Antoine Carr along with Thorpe, but the foul goes against Houston.
Thorpe muscling for position against Carr was called for that foul. The Rockets outstanding on the defensive end. I'm particularly impressed with Chivas. The guards have tried to take advantage of him, but he would have none of it.
Carr digs in. And there's the whistle again. Nevitt and Thorpe were on top of it. It could be on Thorpe, which would be his second in a matter of seconds. No, they call it on Nevitt. So Nevitt has his third.
You see the move by Carr getting into the paint. There's the inexperience of the big fellow. There's no way he should have made that one. And he goes to the bench.
So the 3 quick fouls on Chuck Nevitt. But for Chuck Nevitt, he is now seeing playing time in the first half. And he is replaced by Tim McCormick. And it's incredible to even think that Nevitt right now is ahead of McCormick on the depth chart. McCormick, who came over from the Nets in the deal for Joe Barry Carroll. He was a starter for the Nets, but a big disappointment so far with Houston. Chivas for 2.
Walter all over.
And there's McCormick, blocked by contact. Carr takes it off right into the hands of Level. 3-on-2. No kick called against Rivers.
It's a hot potato, folks.
Watch out. It counts and he is fouled. Dominique flying high tonight.
The crowd loves it. A lot of razzle-dazzle action that time. And watch Neek get his higher wire act together. Kiss off the glass and the foul.
And the foul. And when we come back, Dominique will be at the line, trying to give the Hawks a 4-point lead. Trivia question, call 728-0350 if you know the answer. What player achieved a Hawks all-time season high of 21 disqualifications? The first correct caller will win a Domino's prize pack, which includes a free large Domino's pizza and a Noid sweatshirt. So be the first to call with that answer. There's the phone number, 728-0350, and we'll give you the answer a little later. All right, Wilkins completes the 3-point play and now is charged up with 14 here in the first half. And the Hawks have a 4-point lead. They have made a 9-point turnaround. They are once trailing by 5. Olajuwon still sits on the bench. McCormick twisting and turning in one of his nicer moves of the season.
McCormick looked like his knee is giving him trouble, not looking strong on his left knee. That time the Hawks went to the press, and the Rockets solved it right away.
Carr and Dominique looking to play a 2-man game. Carr double team, wants it himself. And here's Thorpe. Oh my, he has the big hands and really works that ball. 11 points now for Otis Thorpe, and he is high for Houston. And that 4-point lead is wiped out just like that. And over the back of Otis Thorpe was Antoine Carr. So it's the second foul on Carr as Moses Malone comes back in for Atlanta.
Carr is probably leaving for 2 reasons. The last time down offensively should have moved the ball around the Nick. He was double teamed. And now going over the back of Thorpe for that foul, he goes to the bench.
Olajuwon off the Houston bench, as is Mike Woodson, who clears his head after really been rattled earlier. Well, maybe that's what he needs to get his shooting back on track. 6 straight points now for the Rockets, and they lead by 2. Malone over Olajuwon. And the Rockets are on a run, looking to make it 8 straight points. Level, in close, pulled down by Malone. Battle, and a foul in the backcourt on Woodson. Be sure to join us just before the 3rd quarter for the Minute Maid Coaches Update. Minute Maid soft drink, the orange of the NBA. Now it's the Hawks with the ball and trying to tie it. 5:20 left in the first half. Offensive foul against Atlanta.
Concac set in an illegal pick. And The game has turned into a foul-prone contest. A lot of unnecessary fouls by the players.
I think about this time Wednesday night, the Hawks already had 100 points. 46-44 in favor of the Houston Rockets, who are playing their 5th game of a 6-game road trip.
And you can see it, the Rockets not looking to run, playing the half-court game.
A lot of steps there by Walter Berry.
The Elgin Baylor move.
6 points now for Berry. Battle, not a good selection. Quickly, the Hawks bring it up, and a fast shot. Buddy gets the foul, and Woodson now has his 2nd personal foul. It was 44-40 in favor of the Atlanta Hawks when Dominique Wilkins made that 3-point play, but the Rockets streaking back with the last 8.
JB misses the first one from the line. Again, whenever time you try to block a shot, you should go straight up. Don't reach in. That time Woodson did. He was called for the foul.
Battle was 8 of 8 from the foul line against Philly. Well, it snaps the Rockets' streak at 8 in a row. 4:50 left, first half. Berry taking charge. Saves it to Woodson for 3.
Mike, whatever they did, they woke him up, I think.
Well, they call it a 2-pointer. Woodson, who has 27 3-pointers, and Mike Fratello has called a timeout. The Rockets have outscored the Hawks 10-1 in the last couple of minutes and have taken a 5-point lead. Don Chaney has seen his club get off to a 10-1 run and gives his team a standing ovation. The Hawks been standing around. 4.5 minutes left in the first half, and the Rockets lead by 5. Woodson, who has just gotten on track with his shot, Clyde, has just picked up his 3rd foul.
3rd foul.
In the last minute, I believe.
Yep, and he's coming out. It cost him. Big break for the Hawks, the way that he's shooting.
So Woodson goes out with 3 field goals and 6 points, and Sleepy Floyd comes in.
One reason the Hawks are standing around because the Rockets have lulled them to sleep with the half-court solid play, not looking to run.
87% foul shooter, Doc Rivers.
Let's see if the Hawks will go to the press to try to up the tempo.
50-47, Rockets with the ball in the lead. 4:20 on the clock, high above the Omni. We're in the 2nd quarter. That's the time remaining.
Has that positioning, man. You got lucky that time. He was right in the paint. One of his favorite positions.
In the duel in the middle, Olajuwon with 10 points, Malone with 6. And Wilkins on fire. 16 points in the first half for Dominique. And the Hawks now have scored the last 4 and moved to within 1. It's Thorpe and Koncak, Malone and Olajuwon. Thorpe gets inside. Who touched it last? Koncak, says Joey Crawford. Now, how tough is it for Thorpe to get behind the 7-footer Koncak?
At that position is very tough because it's difficult to lob the ball without hitting the backboard. That time, Cack tipped it, and it went out of bounds. Give Thorpe that shot.
Berry keeps it alive. Out to Floyd. Olajuwon. Houston gets it again. It's deflected by Wilkins. Theus racing out. 3-on-1. Dominique to Theus. And the Hawks sprint in front. Dominique, who could have had it himself. 6 straight points now for Atlanta after that timeout. And 3 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. Malone all alone on Olajuwon, who makes the spin.
And what a spin it was. Leaving Moses getting the step that he needed. Swirling to the basket.
Was he by quickly or what?
And he's tired tonight.
He's huffing and puffing.
Yes, he is.
And they have another game tomorrow night, albeit Miami.
Well, he won't have to work as hard tomorrow night. His work isn't done yet. Just the first half.
Stripped by Rivers. Keeps the dribble and is fouled by Sleepy Floyd. Nice play by the Doc, who is the 7th best man in the league as far as steals is concerned.
That's one reason why we wonder. You wonder, what is he, a point guard or a shooting guard? There he's stripped by Rivers. Floyd not cognizant of where he was on the floor, but Rivers was coming up with his steal. And he blows the first shot.
Questionable whether he would be playing tonight because of the sprained ankle. Mike Fratello left it up to Doc Rivers, and he decided to go. And it's 5 points for Rivers, who has really been on a tear. The 6 games before the one he missed, he'd been averaging 17 points a game, and he really has had the shot going at 53% from the floor. Knotted at 52. 2 minutes 15 left in the half. A 3-second violation against Olajuwon. Taking
the play that time was slow developing. Hakeem had the positioning, but the pass was not there. That's more of a bang-bang type of play, and they were too slow in executing it.
Rivers pops out behind the screen of Konkak. Floyd looking for Thorpe.
Thorpe was open.
Rivers nearly takes it away. And there's Thorpe sneaking inside.
Excellent hustle by Thorpe on the break, following up on the missed shot to tip it in.
13 now for Otis Thorpe, and that tip-in gives Houston the 2-point lead. Wilkins takes it by Thorpe.
3-on-1.
With Thorpe in the middle. Berry slides by for the reverse.
Nice slick reverse by Walter Berry. Going from the left to the right, kissing it off the glass.
And again, he provides points off the bench with 8. He's had 18 in his last 2 games. Level trying to cut off the baseline on Theus. First foul on Alan Level.
A lot of bizarre calls tonight. That time it looked like a high school foul. No, not really any contact, but the foul was called. At other times we saw kickballs, guys traveling. They were not called. Reggie makes the first one.
Reggie shaking off the criticism. Big games in Indiana with 27 points. In Philadelphia the other night he had 30. Although sandwich in between was a almost no-show in Indiana, or rather in Cleveland.
Wounds healed, but the scars remain. The Rockets have gone cold from the field.
Moses loses the goggles, but gets the pass out.
Get it to the middle, Nick. They'd have 3-on-2. See, that time the Hawks did not see the fast break opportunity. Dominique should have gotten it to Rivers. They would have had a 3-on-2.
8 on the shot clock. Off glass. Good, and he is fouled. Dominique, red hot tonight.
Hey, watch Nick now working inside, squirming, turning, twisting. Look at the defense. Excellent defense, but look at that shot. Dominique always make the ordinary look extraordinary. He makes his free throw as well.
19 now for Dominique. That's as many points as he has had in each of the last 2 games.
Again, the foul, you have to wonder about that call. Not really much contact, but a foul being called.
And a bad one for the Hawks because Theus has his 3rd personal foul. So he slides out of there with just 30 seconds to go. John Battles slides in.
Sleepy Floyd. Do you know how you got the name Sleepy?
Let us know.
He was a Little League baseball player, and he let a ball go between his legs. He was playing shortstop. And the coach said, "Hey, Sleepy, wake up."
I thought it was just those eyes. He has the Jerry Tarkanian look.
No, so the name stuck. Sleepy Floyd.
Time remaining in the half, 19 seconds. The Hawks have 14 to work with. 5-second differential on the clocks. 6 seconds to shoot. Battle takes it, dumps it off to Moses. 1 second, unaware of it. And with 4 seconds left, the Rockets will get the last shot. So the Hawks, who have the ball right in front of their bench, still not hearing the calls from Coach Mike Fratello. Not getting a good shot off.
That's a mental lapse because you're right in front of your bench. The guy should be screaming when it gets to 10 seconds.
Here's a steal, Rivers. Well, maybe that was the play all along. Still time, 2 seconds, and Murray gets it back.
Yeah, in your face on Moses. What a way to end the half.
The teams trade dunks. 2 dunks within 5 seconds. And we're tied at 59 at halftime. For Dominique, who has 19 points. He's the only Hawk in double figures. 4 Rockets have hit the doubles mark, led by Otis Thorpe, who has 13, Hakeem Olajuwon with 12, Sleepy Floyd and Walter Berry with 10 points. Tied at 59 at halftime. And this is the way the first half ended. Dramatically, Doc Rivers with the steal goes in with the stuff, but unfortunately left 3 seconds for the Rockets. And Floyd goes for the bomb. Walter Berry catches it over Dominique and walks in for the crushing slam to nullify the slam dunk by Doc Rivers. So it is 59-59. Hard first half to explain.
Yes, it was. It was more of a slow-down strategy by Houston. They've had a lot of games this week, so they were looking to run the half-court game, which worked very effective with Hakeem, Walter Berry, and Thorpe penetrating down inside, and Woodson delivering lethal shots from the perimeter.
All right, we'll be back for more here at halftime from the Omni in just a moment.
He's made coach.
I used to play soccer when I was 2, 3 years old. I've been playing soccer. Then all of my friends were telling me I was too tough to play soccer. Then it's bad for me to play basketball. And I didn't know anything about basketball until I saw a coach. He was a Nigerian national coach. He was just riding through our neighborhood. Then they saw me playing soccer. He opened his trunk and gave me a basketball and took me to the basketball gym. Showed me an example how to do a layup, and I couldn't do it. Then he was trying to show me how to dunk the ball, and I couldn't dunk, for a couple of weeks.
Ironically, dunking became Hakeem's trademark at the University of Houston, where he led the fabled Phi Slamma Jamma. 3 straight trips to the Final Four made pro scouts rave over his considerable skills. But Hakeem had planned on a senior year until the hometown Rockets earned a chance for 1985's top pick.
I really believed that Houston was going to win the coin flip, and they would pick their #1 draft choice. So, and I really wanted to play in Houston. So I had to make that decision because where I really wanted to play. Most of the players come to they leave college and come to the NBA, and they find out they were not ready. I don't think so about my own situation.
As a rookie, Hakeem improved Houston's record by 19 wins, transforming the Rockets into a premier team. His complete all-around game has made him a top NBA center, mastering lessons taught by a special tutor.
My first year in college, I didn't play. And I was just trying to learn the game, learn the system. So they told me Moses Malone plays at this recreation center every summer. So this summer we're going to take you there and play against him. And by playing against Moses, you can't help him but to get better. And that's how it happened.
Hakeem may be far away from his ultimate potential. Such expectations have prompted comparisons with Chamberlain, Russell, and Jabbar, placing Hakeem at the threshold of legendary greatness.
Sometimes I just couldn't believe what has happened between the last 6 years to me. I mean, it was unbelievable. Sometimes just
It's time for the McDonald's Shot of the Week, featuring an outstanding shot made by an Atlanta Hawk during an earlier game.
And it's ripped down by Battle, who turns and goes. 5-point lead for the Cavs. Battle, coast to coast. He's got it, and he is fouled. John Battle takes it all the way.
Another great shot by John Battle for the McDonald's Shot of the Week. Brought to you by your Greater Atlanta McDonald's Operators Association.
To the Omni, halftime with the score. The Hawks 59 and the Rockets 59. The Minute Maid coaches update. And it is nice to be home for once. Al Albert, and welcome to Hawk basketball. A very interesting first half. All knotted up at 59. Seesaw, biggest lead for each club, 5 points, and in a ball game in which Hakeem Olajuwon really has not been able to get on track, even though he does have the 12 points. It's actually been the two forwards, Otis Thorpe, and off the bench, Walter Berry, doing some heavy scoring. Taking a look at the halftime statistics, the Rockets are 56%, but when you take a look at the shots, it's only 2 more field goals than the Hawks, and the Hawks scoring, making it up at the foul line. Turnovers 13-7. As far as the Rockets are concerned, they have more, although it seemed as if the Hawks were right there, and the Rockets, Kazi, owning the boards in the first half.
Well, again, we knew this going in. We felt that this is one of the better offensive rebounding teams in the league. We felt that if our guys could do the job on the board and get the ball out, we could have some success. As you see, they're a big-sized team.
What adjustments do you make on the boards for the second half?
Well, I think what we have to do is we're double teaming a lot. So what we got to do is rotate down and make sure that we keep their big people off the board, and it's going to rest in the hands of John Concack, Dominique Wilkins, and Moses Malone as far as the bulk of the rebounding is concerned.
When you take a look at the first half, you see Hakeem Olajuwon has 12, 13 points, which is pretty good to keep him around 12, 13 for the first half. But it's Thorpe and Berry have been doing some damage.
Yeah, surprisingly, we knew what Berry could do. We knew that he is not an outside shooter. But again, he's very, very deceptive in terms of his drive. So we got to maybe back off him a little bit and force him to take the outside shot.
Do you feel good about the fact that it's tied at 59 at halftime?
That's a little bit better than being behind. So, but we'll take this and try to improve our running game a little bit.
All right, 59-59 at the half. Thank you, Kazi Russell. We'll be back with the second half action in just a moment.
Orange soft drink, stuffing and ruffing and never bluffing for nothing. While I've been chasing and facing the orange taste that's blazing, yeah, scoring on the orange, that's ice. Cruising, choosing, juicing, so nice. Rap ball thrilling, orange chilling. The deck is slam side, set the next on fire. When it's Minute Maid is made, no joke. That's all, folks, and Dominique jump. The orange.
By Hardee's, we're out to win you over. And by Valvoline Motor Oil, because people who know use Valvoline.
Welcome back to the Omni. Al Albert along with Walt Clyde Frazier bringing you Hawks basketball. And we're all knotted up at halftime. The statistics that kind of scream at you in the first half, Clyde, the rebounding situation, which we talked to Kazi about. As you take a look at the leading scorer, Dominique Wilkins, 8 of 12 from the field. He's hit all 3 foul shots. John Concack, a big first quarter. All his points came there. And it's Thorpe and Olajuwon leading the way. But the rebound edge for the Rockets, 26-16. Although the Rockets have turned the ball over 12 times, the Hawks 5. And now some trapping pressure on the part of the Houston Rockets, and that's a goaltend on Hakeem, so the Hawks able to beat it.
But look at that effort by Hakeem coming from nowhere to reject that shot. Watch the look in by Cack. He'll find Moses underneath. Watch the reject by Hakeem. Outstanding hustle, but the basket will count.
He swatted away as it was on the glass.
Buck Williams. Buck Johnson, I'm sorry, was scoreless in the first half. And he's a big part of the Rockets' offense as well as Hakeem. Hakeem was not a dream early on.
Well, Otis Thorpe has been, and he now has 15 points.
And the Hawk backcourt was not their usual.
And it is blocked by Wilkins.
And Rivers. Rivers got a piece first. Dominique followed up.
So Rivers, with the sprained ankle or coming off of that, going up, he's really given it a severe test in this game. Floyd, a force, but hits.
Yeah. deep in the corner.
12 points now for Sleepy Floyd and the 2-point lead for the Rockets. 5th game of a 6-game road trip for Houston. They won the last one in Indiana on Tuesday. They haven't won 2 in a row on the road this year. Rivers gets into traffic and gets into trouble. Look at this jump. He can't win if it's either Olajuwon or Thorpe.
Watch the good Houston Rocket defense. Thorpe right on top of Rivers. All ball. And a jump ball by Thorpe and Rivers.
6'10" Otis Thorpe tips it to his backcourt man, Sleepy Floyd.
He's looking to work down low on Keck.
Woodson recovers. He's talking to Theus. Uses the pick of Thorpe. And Moses Malone.
Look out. Nick on the loose.
Finger roll. Oh. Back the other way. Sleepy Floyd. Down the lane, Johnson. Back it goes to Woodson. Nice movement.
It was precision passing by the Rockets that time to find Woodson. And another one of those high school fouls being called against Sleepy Floyd along the sideline against Reggie Theus.
Second foul on Floyd.
And he's irate.
Nearly 2 minutes into the second half.
Look at Moses. You don't want to see your big man that far out.
Open man is Konkak. Pulls the trigger.
And there's a reason for that. The Rockets obviously have gone into the locker room saying they want Kak to shoot the perimeter shot. So they're double teaming the other players, leaving him open.
That's the first shot Konkak's missed tonight, hitting all 3 in the first quarter. And you saw Olajuwon leaning on the shoulder of Wilkins inside. No question on that foul. And it's number 3 on Olajuwon. He and Woodson have 3 for the Rockets. Theus is 3 for the Hawks. Rivers rejected by Olajuwon. That's his 4th block shot of the game.
Good dish.
Buck Johnson hearing the footsteps of Moses. That one won't go, but Olajuwon is fouled.
And the dream beginning to come to life. It's a nice dish inside from Thorpe to Johnson. He blew it. Look at Hakeem, relentless on the offensive boards. He'll go to the line for 2.
Foul was on Rivers. And a couple of shots for Olajuwon.
Spinning touch.
That's what you call getting the roll.
Even Hakeem had to laugh at that one. He's the best big man in the game.
14 points now for Olajuwon. And Reggie Theus in the discussion with Mike Fratello. 67-61. 6-point lead for Houston. This is the biggest lead of the game. Not many outside shots for the Hawks tonight.
Malone that time, excellent position again. Buck Johnson called for the foul.
You can see the influence of Coach Don Chaney on the Houston Rockets. He would like to play this kind of game, trapping, defense starting it all.
Swarming type of defense now.
Double team on Wilkins. Man is open, Doc Rivers.
Poor shot by Rivers. He comes up with his rebound. Look at the movement by the Hawks, though. Outstanding. Yeah. Whoa, another reject by Hakeem. The Rockets are on the run.
Floyd with contact. Who blocks him?
So that time, back-to-back defensive plays outstanding by Hakeem and Kak. Kak negating this block. Watch Hakeem. He's always lurking in the wing. That time was Buck Johnson. I'm sorry. He rejected it. Floyd from downtown. No good.
8.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Al Albert along with Walt Clyde Frazier. And it's a 6-point Houston lead. The Hawks trying to find the shot from the outside. Their guards are but 7 of 25 in their field goal attempts.
Watch the excellent play by Konkak. The Rockets had a 3-on-2. Floyd hesitated too long. Rejected.
Someday Konkak will realize how big he is.
And how good he can be.
How he can do that. He blocked a guy who was falling away for the shot. Rivers from downtown. Doc hits a three-pointer, and he has 10 tonight. 10 points for Doc Rivers, and he slices that 6-point deficit in half.
Florida's been stripped by Rivers. He's very cautious with the ball now.
Livingston has replaced Concac. He's all over Thorpe. Thorpe wants the ball. Nice turnaround. Soft touch by Otis Thorpe.
Yeah, the big fellow displaying a good shooting touch from that.
17 points for Thorpe, who came over from Sacramento for Rodney McCray and Jim Peterson. Wilkins takes it past Thorpe. And that's 21 now for Dominique. First time over 20 in the last 3 games, and he's done it early. Floyd bobbles it. Doc Rivers takes it off. Who has the ball? Livingston. He'll bring it out with Floyd chasing him. Battle. He's wide open. Moses can't hold on. Level diving, touches it last.
A lot of action that time by the Hawks, but the Warriors were up for the challenge. The Rockets coming up with the ball was Allen Level, knocking it out of bounds.
5 minutes into the third period. Rivers over Thorpe. Swish.
Doc Rivers starting to take charge of the game now.
12 points now for Doc. And that 6-point lead of Houston's has been trimmed to 1.
As the Rockets look to work inside to Thorpe or Hakeem.
Olajuwon makes the turn away from Moses. 3 men on him. Open man is Thorpe. 24-second clock goes off, and now the Hawks with a chance to take the lead. Moses past Thorpe. Livingston underneath. Blocked by Olajuwon. Came out of nowhere. Fast break for Houston. 4 on 3. Thorpe steps down the lane and is fouled.
The Rockets that time executing the fast break to perfection. Floyd on the wing, dished it to Thorpe, who went to the basket and was fouled.
Timeout is taken by the Atlanta Hawks with 6:25 left in the third quarter, and the Rockets leading by 1. Congratulations to James Tate. He has won the Domino's Pizza Prize Pack by knowing that it was Joe Merriweather that achieved the dubious distinction, all-time high in disqualifications. Joe fouled out 21 times. Look who's in attendance. Former Hawks coach Hubie Brown, who is doing some advanced scouting work for the CBS broadcast of Sunday afternoon's game, the Hawks and the Chicago Bulls. Hubie, who says Hawks certainly have the personnel to put it together and make a long run. His former assistant coach, Mike Fratello, hopes he's right. Meanwhile, Otis Thorpe keeps the Rockets in front. 2-point lead for Houston, and that's where it stands. Hawks a chance to tie it. High man for the Rockets, Otis Thorpe with 18. Dominique is 21 for Atlanta. The offense really starting out far. Livingston has some room. Past Olajuwon.
Rockets running now. No more half-court action. They're really pushing it up, looking inside. Thorpe stealing underneath. Rejected by Malone. There's Hakeem.
Hakeem, believe it or not, had to change his shot with Wilkins there. All right, Hawks, another chance to tie it. No walk and the basket.
And Hakeem is loping back. Moses beating him down the court. No big man. So Hakeem again huffing and puffing on the court.
Well, this heavyweight matchup in the middle, it's Hakeem who looks like he's in the 15th round. Thorpe takes Moses down. And the foul is called against Atlanta. Some strange calls here tonight.
Thorpe body slam Malone. Watch the action here. Watch Malone hit the deck. Thorpe was slamming him to the floor. No foul called. Thorpe gets the ball. Battle is called for faking a foul, and Dominique as well. So the Rockets' most potent weapon, Hakeem the Dream, now goes to the bench. Has not been a factor because of fatigue. And Thorpe has picked up the slack.
And as we said before, Thorpe and Olajuwon generally don't have great games together.
It's very obvious tonight.
Thorpe's turn. He has 20. And it's a 2-point Houston lead again. Rivers. Livingston can't hold on, goes off of his leg and out of bounds.
Doc should have taken the shot, was at the free throw line, should have taken the jumper.
Here's Thorpe again.
Yeah, short, shaking, making that time into the paint. The big fella displaying agility and quickness and a good shooting touch.
And he's now high in the game with 22. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Houston won the first matchup in Houston, 117-113.
The Rockets defense baffling the Hawks now.
This is against Atlanta, offensive foul.
And the Rockets have taken the Hawks out of their rhythm offensively.
Foul on Livingston. And he's now out. Sleepy Floyd for three. His second one of the night. And that was a quick release and a killer because it gives Houston their biggest lead. Wilkins wants to do it himself. Too hard off the glass. Fast break for Houston. Level leads it. Dishes it to Thorpe. And he is fouled. Otis Thorpe ripping apart the Hawks. He has 11 of his 24 points in this third quarter.
Here come the Rockets on the run. Level looking for Thorpe on the wing. He goes in. Dominique, not a good foul. Should not have made that one. Thorpe makes the basket, and he gets one shot.
Timeout at the Omni. Houston with a chance to go up by 10. So the conference is the 22nd timeout as Mike Fratello just tries to shake his team loose.
And that man is shaking his team up. I don't know what he told them at halftime, but they are fired up, especially on the defense, taking the Hawks out of their rhythm, not allowing penetration. And that man has killed them offensively, devastating them underneath and going to the free throw line. And there you see a worried Mike Fratello.
His team has lost only 8 games in the 36 played on their home floor. Battle. Got it. A rare outside shot for the Hawks tonight. The Rockets were on an 11-2 run to turn this one around. And they go to the hot man, Thorpe, who is completely turned around by several Hawks. Looks like he was a ball in a pinball machine.
Yeah, but Battle will lose that battle against Thorpe. That physique on him, he's really willing and dealing inside and stepping into the office again. Otis Thorpe with 2.
Thorpe, who finished his career in college at Providence as the Big East all-time rebounder and the #2 scorer behind Chris Mullen. And he was just learning the game in college. He started late as a junior in high school, did not play basketball until that time.
Was very mechanical, very smooth looking tonight, though.
26 already for Thorpe.
Poor shot again by Battle.
Antoine Carr muscles in, misses. Malone gets the tip. 12 now for Moses. Hakeem on the bench has but 14. Level can shoot the 3. Rivers cuts it off. Hawks need a run. 3:10 left in the third. Back it goes to Rivers against McCormick. Near three-point opportunity.
Rivers igniting the Hawks transition game, that time pushing it up inside. Watch you see Doc. He will get the return pass from Battle. Good pass. There he draws the foul from McCormick. He goes to the line for the deuce.
And a good timeout by Don Chaney. One of the rare times the Hawks have run in this third quarter, and he quickly calls a time.
We hear about Craftsman lawn tractor owners all the time. whose tractors are still going strong, even after 22 years. We're not surprised. We built them to last, just like we build them today. That's why there are more Craftsman lawn tractors on the job.
Houston, the Hawks at the moment a game behind Chicago, a game and a half behind Milwaukee. Chicago at home against Detroit. And with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, the Pistons lead it by 1, 15-14.
Doc Rivers, the Hawk backcourt yet to be a factor, but now Doc Rivers is starting to come on. Reggie Theus on the bench because Battle is providing needed defense now, trying to help the Hawks' cause in that respect.
Otis Thorpe has gone to the bench. He has scored 13 points of his 26 in this third quarter. Reggie Theus also watching from the bench as John Battle and Doc Rivers are in the backcourt for the Hawks. Olajuwon is back in along with Berry.
Now they're trying to unleash Berry again. He was lethal in the first half.
From behind, Rivers with a stop. Also tonight at halftime, Philadelphia leads Charlotte 55-50, and Jersey leads the Knicks 64-44.
Look at the savvy of Doc Rivers. Saw Berry with his back turn, came over on the double and blocked that shot. A jump ball.
1 minute, says Doc, trying to get the advantage, and Berry may have stolen. No, a foul is called.
Incredible if it's on Rivers. Violation against the Hawks.
On Wilkins. Stepping in.
Again, the Rockets looking to go inside to Barry. Thorpe has killed him inside. Now Hakeem is back. He has not been a dream tonight, but the game is still young. And there
it's a friendly rim. Olajuwon with 16 points. Wilkins over 2 men. Buck Johnson takes it down. Now it is Floyd on the run.
Look at the break materialize.
Level had the shot, passes it up. Buck Johnson. Olajuwon extends, bumps Rivers out of bounds. Now Olajuwon holding his back. Olajuwon may have been hurt.
He's faking.
Battle, swish.
When you're a star like Hakeem, you fake an injury like that, you look at the coach, and the coach looks at the floor. Just ignores you. There's no way he's bringing him out now.
And Olajuwon is huffing and puffing again. Huffing and puffing until he gets the ball.
But it's obvious he's tired. Ball is landing short on the rim.
Yeah, now the Hawks a chance to move closer. A minute and a half to go. Malone backing in on Olajuwon, and it's a foul. I believe it's on Hakeem, and it would be his fourth.
Hakeem being taken to school before a sellout crowd tonight. Normally it was done in an empty gym. This time Malone muscling his way inside. Hakeem reaching over his back, drawing his fourth foul.
Well, Hakeem figuring if the coach doesn't take me out, I'll do it.
Well, he's coming out now. Thorpe is getting up. Hakeem is dragging, man. He has not been in the game offensively, having trouble getting up and down the court.
So Thorpe goes in, and Hakeem comes out. And if you're an Atlanta fan, you wonder if you'd rather see it that way or the other way around.
Well, see, we used to do that with the Knicks, man. I'd be in the game, and Red said, whenever you're tired, Clyde, let me know. So I'd wave to Red, and Red would look at the floor like he didn't see me. So.
Or wave back. Hi, Clyde.
Right.
How you doing? Well, the Hawks have done some work on that once 10-point deficit. It's now 83-79, Houston. Good defense by Atlanta. Shot clock is down to 4. The force by Berry, no. Carr makes a good choice, not getting it out on the break in a crowd, giving it to Rivers off the screen. Got it. It is a 2-point game.
Rivers that time using his pick by Antoine Carr, getting open to can that jumper.
And Don Chaney calls another timeout. The once 10-point lead is just about evaporated as the Hawks pull to within 2. 53 seconds left in the third.
open play.
Listen to his name. Dr. Irvin, M.D., Master Dunker.
Wings. What? That's right. Michael's got wings under that jersey.
Don't be ridiculous. Anyway, they're both great.
Now, I'll give you that.
And when you watch them play...
It's like Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the feeling. Look out.
Well, Houston has the edge in block shots. Most of it has been Hakeem. But right now, the Hawks in striking distance.
And the catalyst has been Doc Rivers. Has been driving, dishing off to the hoop, doing it from the perimeter, as well as outstanding defense. So credit the doctor for bringing the Hawks back into this game. Again, the ebb and flow of the game. The Rockets take advantage. They go up, and then the Hawks have come back. There you see Hakeem on the bench.
He has 5 of those 10 Houston blocks. But offensively, it has not been Hakeem's night. He averages 25 a game. He still may get that and even more, but he has 16 tonight, but is struggling. Really trying to catch his wind.
And the Rockets now have Thorpe in the game. I mean, Short, who's an excellent perimeter shooter.
The veteran Purvis Short wearing number 10 in his 11th season. But he has not figured. Moses overplaying Thorpe, blocked by Carr. Here's Short, and he found the shot tonight. Realized just a few years ago he was the 4th leading scorer in the NBA when he was shooting in the rainbows at Golden State. Battle wide open. And Atlanta will have the ball.
Atlanta needing perimeter work. Look to see Pierce soon.
Reggie has been on the bench with 3 personal fouls. 21 seconds to go, so the Hawks look for the last shot.
They wisely decide to run the clock. Battle had a shot. They're now in the 1-4. Carr's coming high, so he will look to come off the pick and penetrate down the middle to dish off or go all the way if he's uncontested.
Well, Battle going at 6. Dishes it off. Theus for 3. At each end of the court, and the Hawks move to within 2 at the end of 3 periods of play.
I told you sometime you'll see this guy, man. Say, wow, the guy has talent, man. Other times
By Cannon, the official camera of the Atlanta Hawks.
Carr stepping into the spotlight. A big block shot and then jamming it in at the buzzer. And the Hawks, once down by 10, now trailed by a bucket. Carr stays in. Koncak is in. Malone with a rest. Thorpe, no. And now the Hawks on the run, looking to tie it up. Spud Webb, back pass to Carr. And the Hawks settle it down.
Livingston should move it, not his game out there. Get it inside or get it to Webb.
Now 10 on the shot clock.
Now they're playing smart.
Battle open.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's the way to move the ball to the right people that time.
Tie ball game, 85. The Hawks have come all the way back.
And Twan has rejected 2 windmill dunk attempts by Thorpe.
Both Olajuwon and Malone sitting on their respective benches. Koncak's assignment, stop Otis Thorpe, who had 13 of his 26 in the 3rd quarter. Moving the ball nicely. There's that rainbow by Short at the 24-second buzzer. And now the Hawks a chance to lead. Webb and Battle with Koncak, Livingston, and Carr. Haven't seen this lineup much. Battle open again. Pulls the trigger.
JB. Lethal from the perimeter.
2 big shots for John Battle, who goes jumping into the huddle. The bench bringing the Hawks back. A 10-point deficit. Now a 2-point lead. Timeout, Houston. They've scored 2 quick field goals, level and short, and they have regained the lead, 89-87. 9.5 left in the 4th quarter. Antoine Carr takes it inside, and he fouls a host of Rockets.
Twan That has been his nemesis, man. Going over the back of players. Obviously could not get the ball. Did it anyway. Called for the foul. And again, though, the Hawk bench has delivered. Much maligned Hawk bench in general, and Battle in particular has been outstanding.
Sleepy with a beautiful move. 17 for Floyd, and that's 6 straight points now for the Rockets, and they move back in front. 9 minutes left. Battle has had the hot hand. Wrapped up by Floyd this time. Shot clock is down to 7. Jump ball.
Superb defense by the Rockets, double teaming Carr and forcing a jump ball situation. Buck Johnson making his presence felt defensively. Offensively, he has been abominable from the field.
Has been shut out tonight. You're being kind. Battle runs into trouble. Contact finds the open man. Bodies splattered all over the floor.
Livingston should have shot the ball. There you see the overpassing by the Hawks. Watch the good look by Battle. There's Cack. All right, Livingston's open, should shoot the ball right here. He makes another pass. That's overpassing, folks. And he would have gone to the line if he had attempted to shoot the ball.
Antoine Carr goes out. Moses Malone is in, so that means Hakeem also comes in.
Someone got called for a technical. I think it was Carr.
Yes.
And there it shows the discipline of the young man to become unraveled, and it shows in his game.
In a close game. And Mike Fratello has a word with Carr, who's saying, well, I didn't say anything. Fratello upset. I would think that Carr got the team.
Moses continues to dominate Hakeem inside.
15 points for Malone. Olajuwon has 16 on the other end.
A very quiet 16.
Detroit leads Chicago 23-21 at the end of 1. That game in Chicago. 8 on the shot clock. Konkak wrapping up Thorpe. Still gets it. Oh. That was blocked and still went in.
Uncanny shot by Thorpe. Moses had his hands on it, and it went in anyway.
Braves leading the Dodgers 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th.
Look at that defense. Credit that to Hakeem with the double team.
Level. 6 points for Level, and now the Rockets have taken control again. Atlanta wants a timeout to talk it over. Their offense has gone stagnant. 96-89. Houston with 7.5 left in the game. They climb up the mountain, slip back down. Now trailing by 7.
As they continue their Jekyll and Hyde act.
Crowd chanting for Reggie during that timeout. And Reggie sits on the bench. Dominique is back in. Dominique at 19 in the first half. Has added but a field goal here in the second. Swatted away by Olajuwon. Lord chased by Wilkins.
No question about that foul. A good foul by Neek. I was getting ready to see the windmill by Thorpe.
May have been called as a breakaway foul, which means that Thorpe will have 2 shots and Houston will get the possession. And yes, that's exactly what it is.
Things go from bad to worse for the Hawks. Neek being called for that foul. But credit the Rockets' defense has been outstanding. And Hakeem rejecting another shot to start the break.
Otis Thorpe has been on the foul line 13 times tonight. And he has hit 10 of them. He has 30 points.
And counting.
So this could be a 3-point play. The spin by Olajuwon, no call. It has to be a walk.
No harm, no foul. Hakeem thought he would get the call. The refs would not hear it. Travel. And Don Cheney is upset.
When a guy goes out of bounds, there has to be a call. Either he was pushed or a travel, or he stepped out himself.
It was magic.
Is he here tonight? The Hawks with Spud Webb, Doc Rivers, Moses Malone, Dominique Wilkins, and John Concat.
The Rockets defense baffling the Hawks. They've got nothing going. Really disjointed, loose on their offense.
The Rockets point in their possession, and the refs agree. Rivers let it go. He thought it was touched by a Rocket. That's terrible, Joey, says Doc, for those who cannot read lips.
Let's take a look at it. Again, look at the outstanding Rocket defense. The ball was tipped by Level, and no one else touched it. Should have been a Hawks ball. But that has been indicative of the Hawks' night.
Throw to the basket, Olajuwon being bothered by Concat, and Hakeem loses it again. Now Reggie Theus comes in, and the crowd applauds the decision. Spud Webb goes out. So the starting five reunited for the Hawks, and they need something right now. 6 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Hawks have been battling uphill all night, now trailing by 8.
The Rockets defense not allowing anything to happen. That time Thorpe will be called for the foul against Malone. Moses working inside, squirming, turning, drawing the foul.
Only the second foul on Thorpe. Clyde, do you believe this one? 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter at the Meadowlands. The Knicks 58, New Jersey 82. And a technical has been called on Doc Rivers. That's the third technical on the Hawks tonight.
And that, Doc, was not the judicious thing to do with the team needing points to get another technical foul against you. He will hear from Mike Fratello on that one.
Doc wondering why the T was called.
Some of that is out of frustration. They can't get anything going on the offense. The Rockets all over them defensively.
Well, Moses gets that T back. And one more. 17 points for Moses Malone.
But the difference right now, the Rockets are in a rhythm offensively. The Hawks are not.
98-91. There's the score. Houston by 7. They haven't won 2 in a row on the road this year. Trying to do it here, coming off a victory in Indiana on Tuesday. Floyd, long shot. And Rivers helping out. But Hakeem gets it into Johnson, who walks in. Hakeem Olajuwon among 3 Hawks comes up with a loose ball.
And the savvy right now of the Hawks has to be questioned, not playing smart basketball.
191 in favor of Houston. Theus, who we haven't seen since the first half, it seems.
See, nothing happening, everything going east and west.
And they're 25 feet from the ball and get a break. Houston called for illegal defense. The shot clock, Clyde, was down to 4 seconds, and the Hawks had the ball 25 feet from the basket.
No penetration by the Hawks. And with battle out, they might not get any.
With Olajuwon inside, you can understand sometimes the difficulty. This time Livingston is in.
And he got the roll.
193. The Hawks have made a couple of runs before. They need one more now. The time down to 4:50 and counting.
Rockets very poised now, moving the ball, know exactly what they want. Hakeem or Otis Thorpe inside. Terrible shot by Hakeem. But again, a break by the Rockets to come up with the loose ball.
Don Chaney will call a timeout. Will take the Rockets down slowly, plus he wants to give Olajuwon a little more chance to catch his breath. 4:37 left. There's the score. 7. The Hawks off tomorrow, home Sunday afternoon to Michael Jordan and the Bulls. Big game right now. The Hawks a game behind the Bulls. And then Monday, we'll be in Charlotte, bringing you that ball game right here, WGNX, starting at 7:30. And a wild and crazy crowd at the Charlotte Arena. 23,000 strong every night to watch the expansion team. Houston with a 7-point lead and the ball. Blocked by Theus. Oh, goaltending is called.
A good call by the official. Reggie was above the rim. He's lucky Thorpe did not put it in with authority. He would have a broken hand right now. Thorpe just landed in. Reggie knocked it out of the basket. Good call by the official.
Dominique high for the jumper. Only his second field goal in the second half. He is 23.
And another belated try by the Hawks to get back in a game that they really needed.
And another timeout taken by Houston. Taking no chances. 4:04 left. And it's Houston 102. The Hawks 95. They have called a 20-second timeout.
I don't know why. We know what he's going to do. He's going inside to the big fellas, Thorpe and Hakeem. And if the Hawks double team them, they're looking for the perimeter with Floyd and Level. So I think now it's more of a composure. Chaney wanted to calm and settle his team down and not let the crowd get into the game.
The Hawks doing the job pressing in the backcourt. And Don Chaney doesn't want to give Atlanta any opportunities to make a run. High scorers in the game. Otis Thorpe has 32. Sleepy Floyd has 19. Hakeem with but 16 points has not scored in the fourth quarter. For the Hawks, Dominique, although he's been quiet in the second half still, high man with 23 points. Moses Malone is 17. Doc Rivers with 16 points.
There you see Neek sit on the bench a long time tonight. It's tough to come off when the pace is fast and furious and get into the flow. Same with Reggie.
So anyway, what do you think about that? Nets 82 and the Knicks 58.
Yeah, the Knicks laid down tonight, or something bad has happened to Patrick Ewing, maybe. It's the only reason, hopefully, he's not injured with a score like that.
Folks, the Hawks season ticket campaign is over for this season. However, Hawks have begun taking deposits on season tickets for next year. If you sign up now to become a season ticket holder for the 89-90 season, you'll be guaranteed seats for the upcoming playoffs. So call the Hawks' new executive offices in the CNN Center at 827-DUNK.
Nice catch, Al.
I was ready for the break. But it's Houston ball.
Doc River hustling, falling to our feet, and Al coming up with the loose ball.
I could have hit from here. And this is Atlanta ball. 3:55 left.
The dream has been a nightmare tonight for the Rockets. Being called for that foul. Malone has dominated him inside.
Livingston is there, and he gets it over Olajuwon. Could the Hawks have won one left? It's a 5-point game. Thrown away. Saved by Level, but into Cazzie Russell's hand. The crowd responding, standing now, as they sense a possible Hawk comeback, as does Don Nelson. Plenty of time left, 3.5. But Olajuwon with a big steal. He's trying to take it coast to coast. No travel call. Thorpe, no travel call.
Hakeem wanting to operate inside. Shake, fake. No good.
Buck Johnson, what may be the big play of the game.
Can you believe it? He goes the entire game without a hoop, and he comes up big with that one. Watch the miss by Hakeem. Buck Johnson comes up with the rebound. There's a foul right there. Someone holding his shirt.
That was Cliff Livingston.
See? Johnson at the line for one. Could be the pivotal basket in the game for the Rockets.
Maybe he just has to have somebody tugging at his shirt to get his shooting eye back. 7-point lead for Houston. Near steal again. Theus wants it. He's open for three. Livingston digs for the ball. seconds. They have time.
The Hawks have the ball, but they look discombobulated. No one knows what's going on, but that man knows.
Reggie, or rather Doc Rivers for three. Reggie Theus calling for the ball in the other corner. Doc from downtown. It's a 4-point game. 2.5 to go. The crowd has come alive. The Hawks have come alive. Illegal defense called against Atlanta.
And the officials have come alive. And it's a live game, folks. Again, we have to wonder, all of these belated attempts by the Hawks. Now they're pressing the defense, but will they have time with 2:20 left to overcome this Rocket lead? We mentioned early on about the turnover rate of the Rockets. They will throw the ball away.
Thorpe and Olajuwon. Inside Thorpe now battling with Malone. Level, lets it go. Wilkins grabs it away. Wilkins running with Johnson. Malone is tackled inside.
Otis Stark being called for the foul. Watch Dominique, but more than that, watch Malone where he is, right under the basket. Only thing Thorpe could do was foul him. Watch another look. You'll see Hakeem coming into your picture late. He's not hustling back. There he is.
Moses has hit the first foul shot.
And the Hawks have the momentum.
The tempo certainly shifting. It is a 2-point game. 19 now for Moses Malone. Fratello hopping in front of the bench. Calling for the defense. Steal by Theus, and he is fouled.
There you see the steal by Reggie. Buck Johnson called for the foul.
The deafening roar from the Omni. Don Chaney seeing too much time left on the clock. 1:49 and a timeout taken by Houston, with the Houston Rockets clinging to the 2-point lead. The average a game, 19 turnovers, and it puts Reggie Theus on the line with a chance to knot this ball game up with 1:49 left. Reggie 3 for 3 from the foul line, 7 points.
Chronic problem for the Rockets. They have a propensity for blowing big leads down the stretch. No one takes charge. Again, Sleepy Floyd is the man that should rise to the occasion. We will monitor.
Throw it away. And who's Houston?
That's what I'm talking about. The Rockets handling the ball like a hot potato because someone has to settle down the team. It should be the point guard. That means Sleepy Floyd. Let's see if he can do it.
Buck just gets it in. Rockets on this road trip have had a tendency to have big third quarters and die in the fourth. But Hakeem hits the shot, 18 for Olajuwon, and it's a 3-point lead for the Rockets.
And Cream rises to the top. And here comes Hakeem and Moses down the stretch.
You say the Hakeem rises to the top? That is foul number 5 on Olajuwon.
Hakeem creamed Doc Rivers that time in trying to block the shot. Anytime you come into the paint, beware. Hakeem is lurking. There he is. That time, momentum carried into Rivers for the foul.
Last count, we had him for 6 blocked shots. 5 fouls, which could be very crucial, especially if this game heads into OT.
And plenty of huffing and puffing tonight for Hakeem getting up and down the court.
That's 20 for Rivers, who had to test the ankle after he was crunched on that play.
Pressure, Hawks. Press them. The Hawks should pressure them now.
And they do. 106 Houston, 105 Atlanta, 1:10 to go.
I'm surprised Chaney doesn't get another ball handling to the game.
Floyd all the way, blocked by Malone, taken off by Theus. Fast break for the Hawks for the lead.
Oh, whoa.
Theus.
Short.
opportunities. And it leaves 49 seconds. And it leaves Houston in front by 1.
Surprised he doesn't get a ball handler in. Mike Woodson Johnson on the bench. Take Buck Johnson out. Because he's the man that's been turning the ball over. The Hawks call for a foul that time on the double team. Not a penalty foul. That man and that man are sweating right now. The pressure is on.
4th foul on Rivers. 35 seconds left. 20 on the shot clock for Houston, holding the 1-point lead. Risky pass. Buck Johnson. Taken away by Rivers. Timeout, Atlanta. They'll have the last shot to try to take this one home. Rivers rips it out of the hands of Olajuwon.
Watch the incredible turn of events. Buck Johnson dishes off to Hakeem. Hakeem hesitates. Rivers snatches it away from him and calls timeout. Yeah, there's the dish. There's the hesitation. There's the takeaway by Doc Rivers. Another outstanding play by the doctor. Hawks ball.
Yeah, there's the intensity down the stretch from the guy who will have to lead this Hawk club, Doc Rivers. Big game coming off the sprained ankle, 21 points. And the Atlanta Hawks, Clyde, who have been in a position where they've been climbing uphill all game long. They've been down by as many as 10 points. Now in the position to win with a basket.
So now I'll start coaching.
Okay, Coach.
You got to go to Malone. I would do something with Doc Rivers, whereas if they drop in on Malone, Rivers can take the shot. He has been hot. Send Dominique in, try to get the loose shot if it's not made.
When would you start making your move? You got 19 seconds, which is a lot of time to go.
About 10, 11 seconds. So that way, by the time you set up, the shot is taken. There are a couple of seconds if the shot is missed to try to tip it in. And Don Chaney is probably thinking the same thing. So he will try to double team Malone down low, making the Hawks do it from the perimeter.
Doc Rivers, one of the leaders in steals, comes up with a big one. And it puts Houston on the defense. The Rockets have led just about the entire second half. Hakeem Olajuwon figures he has one more block shot left tonight.
Yep, and he has one more foul as well.
Right, with the 5 personals. All right, the Hawks come out with Rivers, Theus, Wilkins, Malone, Livingston.
Malone has been getting excellent position in the paint, so look for him to be the man. Someone has to go to the ball. Oh, no! Holy Moses!
18 seconds, they'll have to foul quickly.
Oh, man.
No call is made. There it is, and they foul the best foul shooter, Sleepy Floyd. The foul wasn't called when Level was wrapped up. Level is shooting 71% from the line. Instead, Floyd at 85% will have the 2 shots, and Mike Fratello can't believe it.
And I can't believe it. The crowd is stunned. Stunning. Again, in that situation, the guard has to go get the ball. That time, you don't send a big guy to get the ball because what happened usually does.
Well, the guard was throwing it in. Where was Doc Rivers on the play?
Nowhere to be seen.
And now the Hawks, with 12 seconds to go, have a chance to tie it, not win it.
With a 3-point shot.
We'll be back.
Rockin' in space, you can't get no higher. Minute Maid orange. Orange soft drink, stuffing and ruffin' and never bluffing for nothing. While I've been chasing and facing the orange taste that's blazing, yeah, scoring on the orange, that ice. Cruising, choosing, juicing, so nice. Rap ball thrilling, orange, chilling. The devil slam science, set the next on fire. When it's Minute Maid, it's made no joke. That's all, folks, and Dominique jumps. The orange.
3-point shooters for the Atlanta Hawks. Rivers has won tonight. He has 37 this year. Wilkins has 23. Theus has 15 3-pointers. Battle has 11. And They're all on the floor right now, along with Moses. 12 seconds left. Hawks trail by 3. Well, they got the ball in bounds. Forced by Wilkins, and he's fouled! Oh, my! A three-pointer to tie it up, and he is fouled!
Okay, let's take a look at the replay. I said, what is he doing? He's making a three-point shot. It's good. Plus, he goes to the line for 1.
Exactly how it was diagrammed in the huddle.
Dominique has missed some big free throws before down the stretch. Oh! He has done it before.
But you can't point the finger. He made the three-pointer, but it leaves Houston with the last shot in 7 seconds. A near miracle. A rarity. Wilkins, who goes to the bench, flings the towel in anger because he missed the foul shot.
No, we've seen that before. That's why I mentioned it. He had a chance in Golden State to win the game, and he didn't come through. A couple other games, one other game I recall, I can't remember the game, but now again. But like you said, without a three-point bomb right here, it would be over anyway.
The hang time by Dominique, 2 men on him. Clyde still had 7 seconds to go. Really forced it up from that area at that time.
Well, it was a prayer, so when you're praying, you can't go by the time. So now it has to be done defensively. Again, look for the Rockets to look inside. Hakeem, Thorpe, and if the shot is missed, Thorpe must be blocked off the boards, as well as Buck Johnson.
Rockets feel if they get it inside, they'll at least get a foul.
I would put Battle in now for defensive purposes, but look like Reggie will remain in the game.
This has been a wild and wacky one. It was tied 59-59 at the half. And now all knotted up at 108. All things being considered, the Hawks would rather be tied at 108.
Going into overtime, things look good for the Hawks. Hakeem has 5 fouls. So they probably would be in better shape than the Rockets. But before overtime, they have to stop them now with the 7 seconds left on the clock. And that man will figure prominently in the Rockets' plans.
He has only 2 field goals in the second half. And the defensive specialist, Don Chaney, has to come up with the offense. Tied at 108, 7 seconds left. Thorpe will inbounds with Cliff Livingston in front of him.
Thorpe, not a good passer. Oh, Rivers almost called for the foul.
And we go to overtime. If the Hawks could choose which player they wanted taking the shot from around 22 feet, they got their choice.
They also got a break. Doc Rivers almost made an unbelievable stupid foul. So in overtime, the Hawks look good. Hakeem with 5 fouls. I think the Hawks have the momentum now.
Back with the OT. This is for 3. Swish! Dominique, a three-pointer to tie it, a three-pointer to put Atlanta in front. 32 now for Dominique. Full count, fouled before the shot.
Hakeem getting excellent position on Malone in the paint. Moses called for the foul.
That's only his second foul going up against Olajuwon. Shows you how active Olajuwon has been offensively. Allen Level and Sleepy Floyd in the backcourt. Level had a chance to win it. He's a 35% shooter and missed from about 21, 22 feet. Right into the hands of Olajuwon. Whistle inside.
There's Rivers again reaching in, called for the foul. Doc Rivers sometimes get carried away with the reaching in, but sometimes he makes a lot of steals, so you can't fault him for that. But Hakeem goes to the line for 2.
5 fouls on Doc. Olajuwon, 19 points, subpar performance offensively. He's the 10th best scorer in the league at 25 a game. And he has 20 right now. Remember, Olajuwon is playing with 5 personal fouls.
And look for the Hawks to go into Moses this time.
Tied at 111. Here they go out to Moses. Into Wilkins.
Rick.
Livingston. Into the hands of Rivers. Scramble. Olajuwon comes up.
3 on 2. Lord didn't get the ball to the middle. Terrible decision.
Stolen by Livingston. And a foul in the backcourt is called on Otis Thorpe.
And that's why many people question Sleepy Floyd's point guard ability. Watch this play, folks. He should have gotten the ball to the middle. They would have had a 3-on-2 break. He kept it on the wing. News comes up with a big steal. There's Thorpe for the foul.
And it's foul number 5 on Otis Thorpe. Malone. The Hawks lead it by 3.
Malone with a stupendous tip-in that time. He still has to stop Hakeem inside.
Thorpe and Moses fight. It is against Thorpe, I believe. If it is, it's good night, Otis. Thorpe is gone, and he gets a standing ovation from Dominique Wilkins. He has killed the Hawks. 32 for Thorpe. And he is fouled out.
Thorpe, poker-faced, always poker-faced, takes his punishment and goes to the bench. Now, if they can only get Hakeem out of the game, they might have victory.
One advantage Houston may have in this move. Berry comes in fresh. A lot of tired bodies there, and Berry had hurt the Hawks with 10 points in the first half.
He has been very good.
Yes, very, very good. Theus from 20. Only his 3rd field goal, but it gives Atlanta a 5-point lead. .253 left in overtime. Houston now in a hole.
In human flight. Listen to his name. Dr. Irvin, M.D., Master Dunker. Wings. What? That's right. Michael's got wings under that jersey.
Don't be ridiculous. Anyway, they're both great.
Now, I'll give you that.
And when you watch them play...
It's like Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the feeling. Look out.
Overtime. Clyde working that ball around nicely to the open man.
Finally, they are playing with some savvy, but there's still 3 minutes left in the game.
They have outscored the Houston Rockets 7-2 in the overtime and leading 115 to 110. Would you believe this is their biggest lead in the game? Reggie Theus been quiet most of the night, but comes through with that shot. 9 points for Theus. And Houston has to go the rest of the way without their high man tonight, Otis Thorpe, who is fouled out with 32 points. Now in the hands of Walter Berry against Livingston. But Johnson blocked by Wilkins. The Hawks tying it on a 3-pointer by Dominique with seconds to go. And he was fouled. He missed the foul shot. Could have won it in regulation. Theus again. Hakeem in the crowd rips it down. Foul in the backcourt by Theus, his 4th.
And the Hawks are starting it again. Ill-timed foul by Theus. Obviously, Floyd had position. Should have gotten back on the defense.
13 foul on the Hawks, 1 on the Rockets. Malone plays Olajuwon beautifully. Livingston, another rebound. The clock now says 2 minutes on the nose left in overtime in Atlanta. The Hawks Hawks 1-3 in overtime games. Houston 2-1. Dominique from the spot where he tied the game. Malone can't hold on. Hot pass.
Terrible pass. Malone was open 5 seconds ago. Nick should have given him the ball.
So a turnover as Moses shuffles down to his defensive position, awaiting Olajuwon. 1:40 left. 1:15, 1:10. Hawks. Floyd trying to do it, and Doc Rivers is out of the ball game. His 6th personal foul.
Well, you hate to be redundant. How many times can you say the guys are not playing smart? You know, you have 5 fouls. Play it cool, Doc. He didn't. He's gone.
And a standing ovation. Doc Rivers comes back from the bad ankle, the sprained ankle that knocked him out of the Philly game. And the crowd responds. 21 points for Doc Rivers. Some key steals. 7 assists in the ball game and 7 rebounds. So Doc doing it across the board, and John Battle is inserted for the final minute 35.
Now the Hawks without a legitimate ball handler. Battle is good in the backcourt, in the front court, getting the ball up. Reggie can handle the ball, but his handle is shaky as well sometimes down the pressure situation.
9 of 11 from the foul line. 23 now for Floyd. 1:15, 1:12. Atlanta, the ball and the lead. The time remaining in OT. Johnson trying to bother Wilkins. Tough shot. And Houston on the run. Woodson to Floyd. Olajuwon with Livingston on him. Floyd towing the three-point line and throwing it away. Malone is fouled on the lead. 5th foul on Buck Johnson. And you have to wonder, where was Sleepy Floyd coming from?
Watch Floyd throw up a horrendous shot. A brick off the glass. Malone the rebound. Johnson called for the foul.
This is the big possession. Hawks under a minute could go up by 5. If it's on Olajuwon, he's gone.
Walter Berry called for that foul. Watch Reggie Theers getting penetration in the paint. Watch the superb dish to Moses. He goes up. There's Berry on his arm.
Looked like a clean block from behind. Moses, 6 of 8 from the foul line.
You got to wonder who wants this game. The Rockets had it. They lost it. The Hawks had it. They gave it back. Now the Hawks are trying to get it again.
1:17, 1:12. Atlanta by 5. Turning the table on the Houston Rockets. Rockets led by as many as 10 in the second half. Floyd tries again. Malone yanks it down. He's fouled. Good night, Hakeem Olajuwon.
Floyd, you see the missed shot by Sleepy Floyd. Moses the rebound. Hakeem, he's gone.
Sleepy Floyd trying to take charge and has shot the Rockets out of the game. Hakeem feels he needs an explanation, and he goes one-on-one on referee Steve Jaffe, and a technical has been called on Olajuwon. 2 may have been called because Joe Crawford has kicked him out of the game.
Frustration on the face of Hakeem, knowing that they had a game and it got away from him.
He was already out of the game with the 6 personals, and now Joey Crawford has asked Hakeem to please shuffle off to the locker room.
And Hakeem said, I don't mind if I do. He doesn't want to watch the end of this now.
Theus hits the technical. It's a 1-shot technical. You could be ejected also on 1-2. And right now, the Hawks is ripping it open. 34 seconds to go. Don Chaney seeing things falling apart here in overtime.
Well, that should do it. Duck, better luck tomorrow night in Miami, buddy.
12-4 in OT. The Hawks have outscored the Rockets. And including that last shot by Wilkins, it's 15-4. Battle running with Buck Johnson. Houston not fouling. An 8-point lead. It's the biggest lead for the Hawks tonight. Counting it down. 11 seconds to go. The big crowd standing with an ovation for the Hawks, who pulled this one out down the stretch in overtime. 2 seconds on the clock, and the Hawks can now take a deep breath, a sigh of relief. Dominique Wilkins ties it with 7 seconds to go on an off-balance three-pointer, and was fouled. Almost won the game with a rare 4-point play. But it turns out all right as far as Dominique is concerned. He sends it into overtime, where the Hawks win it going away. And that is it. The Atlanta Hawks outscore the Houston Rockets 12-4 in overtime, and make it 2 for 2 on this 3-game homestand, with Chicago coming in for a biggie on Sunday afternoon. In overtime, the final score: the Hawks 120, the Rockets 112.